Chinese food.
have low
Asa
nitric
malaming
oxide.
ahalang at Chinese
Is that
food?
accurate, and how do you measure that?
So 2 out of 3 Americans have an unsafe elevation in blood pressure.
Binundo ba?
Okay.
And that really means anything above 120 over 80. I think that the statistics
Okay.
probably
Mau
even
po diyang
higher.
style.
Is this I mean, now it's recognized that
Mau
any
uso diri ka ng
millimeter of
sagyat-sagyat.
mercury over 120 over 80 is a 1% increase in developing cardiovascular disease. So if you get a blood pressure of 130 over 80, 130 over 85, your doctor's probably going to say, well, that's not bad. Well, you get an extra 10% increase in developing heart disease. Cardiovascular disease.
Binundo daw.
So we have to get that down to 120
Pero
over 80. And again, the guidelines have changed, and it's not because we have evidence that it's okay. It's because drug therapy can't get a patient to 120 over 80. The best reduction in blood pressure by a single antihypertensive drug is going to
sige,
be
sige. Sunod ako nimo.
millimeters of mercury. So if you get a patient with blood pressure of 150 over 100, a dozen different antihypertensive medications to get their blood pressure to 120 over 80. And then what happens? We develop all these side effects. You got to mitigate the effects of those drugs with other drugs. The next thing you know, you got a patient that's on a dozen different drugs, and the body, there's no way the body can heal or operate when it's being inhibited by that many chemical reactions or synthetic inhibitors of biochemical reactions.
You sort of made the connection earlier, but let's make it now here. Connect nitric oxide and high blood pressure. This is so important because so many people have high blood pressure. It was one of the top questions that people were asking, is that a lot of your recommendations in our first episode together, would those be the same recommendations you'd have for somebody who has high blood pressure? So what is nitric oxide's role in high blood pressure?
Well, we all have a finite volume of blood, right, that our heart pumps through these blood vessels every day. It's a known volume, 5 to 6 liters, depending upon your body mass. But we also have a finite number of blood vessels. So if your body can make sufficient nitric oxide, then we can dilate those blood vessels. So now you've got bigger pipes with that same volume of blood pumping through, so it's lower pressure. Now, if you lose the ability to produce nitric oxide, you can't vasodilate, so now you're chronically vasoconstricted. Now you've got that same volume of blood going through smaller pipes, and that's an increase in pressure. Constricted, stiff blood vessels. Now, with each beat of the heart, that pulse wave travels really quickly down the vascular bed, the vascular tree, and it causes damage. It causes shear stress on our endothelial cells, damages the endothelium, and then damages that barrier function. And if our body can make nitric oxide, the blood vessels are dilated, and they become soft and compliant. So they dampen that pulse wave with each heartbeat. And you can do this through augmentation pressures and look at kind of the